and thanks for joining us. Today we're in Bordeaux, in the southwest of France, for an exceptional exhibition by the Franco-American artist Nina Childress. It's taking place here in the region's Contemporary Art Centre. Welcome to the Frac MÉCA.
Built on the banks of the River Garonne, the Frac MÉCA opened the summer before the pandemic. It's aimed to widen access to the arts in the Nouvelle-Aquitaine region, and its latest show is definitely one worth travelling for.
Nina, what's it like seeing work you've created over the past 4 decades all together in one place?
Well, I'm glad that it happens while I'm still alive, so for sure. And yeah, it's exciting to see all that come together.
And looking around, do you think there's a consistent theme, a consistent message in your work?
When I picked up the paintings, I thought I should narrow it to one topic because I had so many paintings actually to choose from. And then I thought that the theme of the body could link together several series of paintings I did. And I doubled the word body because also I have a tendency to paint things in series or twins or double things or 2 paintings over the same thing. So that's, I think, what I hope that we see just when we walk inside the show.
Out of more than 1,000 artworks, around 100 of Nina Childress's pieces are being shown. Her first retrospective in France, a journey through her 40 years of making art.
I sort of like the word body, which means a lot of things. And also body is the name of a massage. So I thought it was funny too.
What sort of massage?
It's a massage you do with your whole body. Well, I've never done it, but I know it exists.
As well as inanimate objects like these soaps, many of her recent works focus on portraits of glamorous female idols of the stage and screen, such as French actress Catherine Deneuve and her sister Françoise d'Orléac, and the singer Silvia.
There seems to be a dramatic link between some of the women in your work, like Françoise d'Orléac and Silvia, who were victims of car accidents, and Sharon Tate, who was murdered. Is that link on purpose?
No, it's not really on purpose. I like of course, the dramatic story adds something to the model. And you can imagine that the red here was maybe for blood or something, but no, because actually this was from a photograph done even before she knew Polanski, and the cover was, it was a photograph with a red background. I choose her because of the expression on her face, which is, both charming, seductive, but a bit scared. You can see that she's very big and they're very small. He's very small. I don't know, it's a bit of a joke also. He looks at her. And she's like a goddess, a giant goddess. But here what I also liked in this painting was the fact that it's an old, cheap, white sweater with those little balls, I don't know how you say, and that you can see her scarf that she has on the chin. So it's always a mixture of beautiful hair and eyes and all that, and maybe something that's less beautiful.
Do you have a favourite piece?
I like the sculptures because it's a change for me, so I'm very proud of doing them. But I like them all. It's like all my children,
It's a lot of children.
Yeah. But maybe it's interesting that you see the first sculpture, which is very basic. And I put it because it's body. It's called the 2B. That's it. This is typically a conceptual and stupid artwork.
Well, let's go and look at your latest sculpture, which is slightly different.
Yes, very different.
Your most recent work showing in the exhibition is of the 70s icon Silvia. Tell us about this.
It's a bust of Silvia, who I painted a lot. I was a fan of her when I was, not a fan, but I was in love with her when I was 11 years old. I thought she was the most beautiful creature in the world with her blonde hair and all this. And she's a bit high like this, like an official bust in a town hall. So this is Hedy Lamarr, who was a Hollywood actress. Actually, she's from Austria. What's important for me is that it's the first consequent sculpture I did and the first bronze sculpture I did. So we have two others in different colors. And Hedy Lamarr was a very interesting woman. I studied her life and also her work because she was a painter. And she was said to be the most beautiful of the young lady of the world. But I did her a bit like a caricature with big eyes and big eyelashes.
And why do you think you're attracted to female idols of times gone by? Is that a sort of nostalgia for the life as it used to be?
Not really. I think that I look a lot at movies or things with women. For me, it's a way of saying something about myself, so I can project myself into them.
This is your first ever painting. What's it like when you look at it? What do you think?
I think, oh my God. Yeah, I'm not really proud of this, but I thought it was important to see. Really, the first one, I put a lot into it when I started, and I would sign it Nina Childress, which was a pseudonym.
Nina was born in California to a French mum and American dad. She arrived in France when she was 5. Her American grandmother was an amateur painter, and her French grandfather, an uncompromising abstract artist.
And I think that's maybe a reason why I never settled for any specific style or point of view, because I'm always sort of torn between my grandmother's sort of tacky, figurative things and the rigor of my grandfather.
In the past, you've described your work as conceptual and dumb. What did you mean?
When I said that, it was a time when you could not paint really anymore. I mean, painting was not in favor. It was all about conceptual art. I thought that I needed to do something conceptual, but also I was attracted to subjects that were low culture, sort of silly. And so I did this kind of work like the Tupperwares, which was repetitive, always the same object on a canvas. And that was the conceptual part, choosing the Tupperware and repeat it. And then the dumb side came from the object itself, which is just a stupid plastic box.
So Nina, tell us about these lovely hair pieces.
Well, they were done at the end of the 90s, after a long time without painting human figure, except toys that would be human figures. So I took photographs from magazines, fashion magazines, of models with nice hair. I had painted a Barbie doll hair. I really enjoyed doing the strands of hair like this, and I thought it would be a nice subject.
Hair's quite a big part of the female identity, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, when I was a little girl, I was obsessed with my hair, you know, the way I would put it if I had braids or I don't know, ponytails or what. And after, when I grew up, I sort of overcame all that with the punk movement, where I could do anything I wanted with my hair. I mean, change it, have it blue, pink, bleach it. At one time I had panther pattern. I have a sort of a date from which I start to think my work is really mine. And that is after I had a serious paraglide accident in the 90s. And that prevented me to paint for a few months. And when I came out of that, several things. First, I had seen the earth from above, which is a really interesting experience, and that sort of moved me into something. But then I had this energy to work and to live and to do things. And that's when I started Tupperwares, and I did the next year over 200 paintings. I never worked so much in my life after this accident. And for me, my real work starts then.
Tell us about these works, these glow-in-the-dark works. The hair is amazing.
Well, they were done with glow-in-the-dark pigments. which are really interesting to work with because they have this magical effect of restoring light. But they're also very difficult to use because it's like working with sand a little bit. It's very sticky and it's, well.
I love these colours and that skin colour. And these ones are interesting because this is an example of when you paint pictures twice. We have what seems like a good version and a bad version.
Bad one, yeah. So I always do the good one first. So that's from a photograph, obviously, and then I look at that and I do what I call a bad version, which is sort of a caricature.
Why do you like doing this good and bad version?
It's maybe because I spend so much time doing this nice work that I need to let go. But most of the time I found the bad version more interesting. It's like if I had learned something about this image by doing it. I also like to paint with energy and more violence.
Nina, you've had several international exhibitions. This retrospective is on at the Frac MÉCA in Bordeaux until August. Last year you received the Legion of Honour for your work in the arts in France, a very high honour. What's inspiring you in 2022?
Well, first of all, I'm very happy because I'm going to have my first solo show in New York in February, so that's important. Actually, during all the pandemic, I only painted faces, close-up of faces, because I was missing a bit of the human face because of the masks. And now I'm doing more experiments with silver canvas and new types of paint, and just I keep on searching.
Nina Childress, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you guys for joining us. See you next time on France 24.